Hello everyone, this is Khan. We are looking at a Chinese elm. I've been working on it for a little while. I've had this for a few years now, and it suffered quite a lot. It had fungal attack, and I've just defoliated it, removed all the affected leaves, and cleaned up the pot. The leaves have to be destroyed, burnt, or got rid of in recycle bins, etc. And I've also sprayed it just before coming on camera, and this is a good opportunity to reduce the branches. Some of the branches are very thin and leggy, and I'm going to reduce the branches, the leggy branches, and improve the pads. It'll take a little while, but it's got to be done. Right, we're going to make a start, and I'm going to reduce these branches. Start gently and then work my way through. I think that's too high and too long. Remove that. These are fighting, crisscrossing, so any branches that cross will be removed, and lower that, shorten that, and same thing with this one here, this one here, this at the back. Again, shorten these. I think this is too long. I'm going to reduce that to back here. Okay, I think that's a little bit more. Reduce these two. Reduce that. Okay, I think that part is done, and so we will continue working around the tree and work on this part here. Basically, same principle. Reduce the very thin and leggy branches, and also some of them are going back on themselves. That's going back on itself, that's out. Reduce that. I think that looks like a dead branch. I'll have to use the branch cutter to shorten that. We'll come back to that shortly. I think that pad is done, and just continue working around the tree, and we'll now work on this little pad here. Again, branches are very thin and leggy, so cut them back, reduce in height. That's again doubling back on itself. Remove that, that's better. reduce that, that and that, bring it back, and we just continue reducing the branches until they are at a decent sort of length. Okay, I think that's too long. Right, this bit is not quite. Okay, so this part is done, and just remove that bit. And now this upper part over here, again same sort of process. That's going back on itself, inwards, that's no good, and that's also going inwards. Right, so that pad is done, and we now come to this pad here. Start from the top, working down. In fact, I'm going to remove this to about there. Working on this one, remove this branch, and then also there's one underneath here, so I'm going to remove that, shorten that, clean this up, shorten that, that. Right, and that is fighting with the other side. I'm really making it very tight and compact, and that's how I like my trees, the foliage and the ramification, for it to be really tight, and the short branches and the new branches coming out of the sort of secondary and primary and secondary branches, and again keeping them short. This is something which I acquired, I think it was last year, and I haven't done very much with it. That again is getting too long. Bring it down. And so this is a good opportunity to tidy it up. And it started because of the fungal attack. And so I've cleaned it all up. So it's a good opportunity to give it a very sort of tight prune and let it grow. As we are at the start of the growing season, so it is a good time to do this work. Again, this branch is crisscrossing, so reduce that, about there, lower that, and this one here is doubling back on itself. I think that's pretty neat, and we'll leave it at that. And working around, so it's this little pad now. Again, same process. This is coming from underneath, so that has got to be removed completely. Remove that and that. Shorten that, That's already done. These I'm going to reduce. That's reduced. And these will go back to there. So that pad is done, and we'll now work on this pad here. There's not a great deal here, but there are a few branches. Again, all I've got to do is just shorten them and reduce this one and this one here. Alright, so that's that done. And just gradually working our way up the tree. And here again we start at the top. I reduce them quite considerably. We just continue the process for reduction of these leggy and thin branches. It'll bounce back within the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's in the growing season, that's all it takes for these Chinese elms. They're tough as old boots, and they bounce back sort of fairly quickly. Okay. Probably wire this later. Right, that's done, and this neighboring pad, again same process. Just reduce the leggy branches.